and welcome to the tutorial on how to get your BlueHost site added to CodeGuard. My name is Josh and I'm going to be showing you today on how you can enable the SFTP access on your BlueHost account and then to add that site into CodeGuard. So let's get started. So now that you're at the home page, you're going to want to go up to the top and click on the cPanel icon. Once you're there, you're going to want to scroll down until you see SSH/shell access. Then you're going to want to click on the button that says Manage SSH Access. From there, you're going to see that it by default says SSH Access Disabled. You're going to want to click on Enabled on the drop-down menu and then click Submit. From there, you should be able to add your site through SFTP instead of FTP. And this is not very hard to do, as basically everything else is the same. Your FTP username is the same as your SFTP username, and the password is also the same as the login to get into your BlueHost account. And from there, all you need to do is just make sure that you leave the SFTP bubble checked in the CodeGuard UI, and then you're going to be all set to go. So the next step is going to be connecting the website into CodeGuard, and that's what part 2 is going to be here. So now that we're back at the home screen, we're going to go ahead and go over to CodeGuard really quickly to see what things we need to grab. At the Connect the Website page, we can see we need our website URL, our SFTP server hostname or IP address, our SFTP username and password. And over here we already know that we're going to be using SFTP anyway since we just enabled it. So since that's everything we already need, then we can proceed. So from there, we're going to go back over to BlueHost and we're going to go into the cPanel. From there, we can go ahead and see that our shared IP address, which is that server hostname/IP address that we saw earlier on the CodeGuard page, is right here. Now that we've got the IP address here, we can go ahead and see that our username is right over here in the main tab. It's also accessible by just going over to the FTP tab, but since we can get it off of the home page here, why not? So mine is listed right here under the username section. And then finally, the last thing we need is the password. And luckily enough for us, the password is just what you use to log into BlueHost. So be aware that if you need to change that password, you're also going to need to update that in your CodeGuard account. So just be aware of that. Now that we're back into the CodeGuard website, we're just going to put in all the things that we just gathered from BlueHost and then test the website connection. So if you've put in everything correctly, you'll see this page next. And it's just the capture the code page. So basically, it just involves clicking the topmost folder here, clicking select root directory. It'll automatically move you down to the second half of the page where you select all the website content that you want. So here I'm going to click all, since I just want to back up the entire thing. And if you do have a couple of things, like for instance this mail file or the logs, you can go ahead and leave those out, just uncheck them. And from there you just begin the first backup. So now, as you can see, it says we've successfully added our website. And the next step is either you can add a database if you have one, or if not, you can just go to the dashboard and you'll be okay. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial on how you can enable the SFTP access to your websites and then add them to CodeGuard.